Right now at noon, the city of Sun Prairie has announced plans to remove the buildings destroyed in last month's explosion. We'll have the latest. Plus, the Queen of Soul has died at 76 years of age. We'll look back at the legacy of Aretha Franklin. And why President Trump says he's revoking the security clearance of former CIA Director John Brennan.
This is News 3 at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 on this Thursday afternoon. We'll get to all of that in just a bit. But first, let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield has a look at your first alert forecast. The humidity has not gone anywhere.
No, it's kind of like we pushed the repeat button when it comes to today's forecast. Yesterday was very similar with the humidity high and some storms, at least the chance of some storms forming in the afternoon. We've already seen some blips on Doppler track over the past couple of hours, but really nothing significant just yet. But as we head into about 2 or 3 o'clock, look for the storm activity to increase, especially because we're getting a little bit of sunshine in spots, and that builds up our instability. Platteville and our Queen Bee Radio Skycam, mostly cloudy skies, but no rain in comparison to yesterday. We had some pretty heavy downpours at this time. Temperatures are in the upper 70s and low 80s across southern Wisconsin, and dew points, and they are still in the low to mid 70s. It can go down any time now, Mother Nature. Visibility has improved for many of us, though. Lone Rock still at 7 miles, Madison at 9, Watoma at 6-mile visibility. So a lot of that fog is out of here. Could be back to, tomorrow morning for some of us. Your forecast first showing temperatures falling through the 70s into the 60s once again tonight. But before we get there, we need to talk about some more chances for showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. We'll talk about that, plus a nice but warm weekend on the way in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
It feels like the sky's going to open up at any second.
Yep, it really can. So have that umbrella ready to pop up at a moment's notice.
All right, we'll check back in a few minutes, Dave. Thank you. Topping the news today, the buildings destroyed in the deadly natural gas explosion in Sun Prairie in July will be removed by the end of the month. The city of Sun Prairie says they plan to remove the buildings that were destroyed and fill in the basements by August 31st. A contractor struck a gas main July 10th, causing a leak that led to an explosion. Firefighter Captain Corey Barr was killed, and firefighter Ryan Welch was seriously injured. The city said it's working with the Department of Transportation on the intersection of West Main and North Bristol. Roadwork expected to start there on September 3rd. The Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, died this morning in Detroit. One of the world's most recognizable and soulful singers was suffering from pancreatic cancer. She was 76 years old. Tarika Duncan looks back at her life.
You're no good, heartbreaker.
She sang and lived with soul and style.
You better think about what you're trying to do to me.
Daughter of a Baptist preacher, young Aretha got her start in the church choir. She became a single mother in her teens, but she never stopped pursuing her dream. By the 1960s, she was known as the Queen of Soul. Her biggest hit, Respect, became an anthem of the civil rights and women's movements. Franklin won 2 Grammys for the song and an honorary award from Martin Luther King Jr. A string of hits followed in the 60s and 70s. Franklin recorded more than 40 top 40 singles. And collected 18 Grammy Awards for her signature mix of gospel, blues, rock, and pop.
Just hopefully, I touch someone in a positive way.
In 1987, she became the first female artist inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But she faced a lot of heartache in her personal life. Her father was shot during a robbery and later died. Her 2 marriages ended in divorce, but she raised 4 sons, and she remained an exuberant presence on stage.
I got me a man named Doctor. Feel good.
In later years, the honors rolled in, a Presidential Medal of Freedom and a featured role at President Obama's inauguration.
And when my father died.
She stole the spotlight at the 2014 premiere for the movie Selma. But in 2017, she appeared frail, singing for Elton John's AIDS Foundation. At that point, she had already announced it would be her final year performing in concert. As word spread that she was gravely ill, Aretha's friends and fans called to say a little prayer for the Queen of Soul. Jerika Duncan, CBS News.
And after hearing of the death of Aretha Franklin, fans are honoring the Queen of Soul by dropping off flowers at her Hollywood Walk of Fame star. Funeral arrangements for Franklin had not yet been set. Again, Aretha Franklin dead at the age of 76. The husband of a missing pregnant woman is in jail and now charged with her murder and the murders of their 2 young daughters. CBS's Denver station KCNC reported late Wednesday that Christopher Watts allegedly confessed to killing his wife and daughters, 4-year-old Bella and 3-year-old Celeste. Shannon Watts posted on Facebook that she was 15 weeks pregnant with their 3rd child. Police say they found her body and believe they know the locations of the bodies of the children. Christopher is now being held at the Weld County Jail. An Arizona father is charged with 2nd-degree murder after police say he beat a man to death who was reportedly trying to go into the bathroom stall his daughter was in. According to court records, 26-year-old Leon Armstrong entered the woman's restroom and tried to get into the stall. Shortly after the daughter told her dad, Melvin Harris, what happened, Harris allegedly approached Armstrong, where he punched him in the face, causing the victim to fall, then struck him in the face several times more and also kicked and stomped on him. Armstrong then died. Harris alleges he didn't throw the first punch, but police say that really doesn't matter in this case. The White House announced that President Trump was personally revoking the security clearance of former CIA Director John Brennan. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders said the president's decision was made for national security reasons. But shortly after the announcement, Trump told the Wall Street Journal he holds Brennan and several others responsible for Robert Mueller's Russia investigation. Quote, I called it the rigged witch hunt. It is a sham and these people led it, so I think it's something that had to be done. Fran Townsend, former Homeland Security advisor, says that same presidential powers used to revoke Brennan's clearance could be used to shut down the Mueller investigation.
The president is relying on his Article 2 powers to remove a clearance. It's the same power he'd rely on if he wanted, for example, to fire Mueller.
Mueller's team is still negotiating with the president's lawyers to see if he'll sit down for an interview. An Ohio man may be released from the hospital today after being found nearly a week after he disappeared on the slopes of an active volcano in Washington state. Last Thursday, Matthew Matheny borrowed a friend's car and drove to a popular hiking area near Mount St. Helens. When he didn't return, his friends reported him missing. Volunteer rescue teams spent 6 days combing through steep canyons until he was found. He told friends he survived by eating berries and bees. There's more to come on News 3 at noon. I'm next with Sid Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If you love Elvis, then you're not going to want to miss the very special guest that's joining us right here in the Test Kitchen today. It's hard to believe that it's been more than 40 years since Elvis left us. But fortunately, he left us with many great memories and songs to remember him by. And to pay tribute to him, I've invited my good friend Terry Buchwald to join us here in the Test Kitchen. He's devoted his entire career to keeping the music and legend of Elvis alive. Welcome, Terry.
Good to see you, Howard. Thank you. So glad to be here, especially on a day that many of us will never forget.
I've seen your shows, and when you're on stage, it's like watching Elvis throughout the years.
Thank you. That's my goal, to portray this legendary rock and roll artist through my performances.
And our goal is to keep Elvis's love for Southern food alive, like with the recipe we're making today.
Well, if it has peanut butter and bananas and bacon, Elvis would have loved it.
As a matter of fact, this all-in-one breakfast bake has all three of them.
One forkful, and you'll be all sugar.
To get the recipe for our peanut butter and banana French toast bake, along with some information on where you can see Terry perform, all you have to do is visit our website. Terry, thank you for joining us and keeping the legend of Elvis alive. Would you mind singing a little something for us?
Sure. Are you lonesome? Oh, wait. Are you hungry tonight?
Ooh, it's so good.
We'll leave it there. There's more to come. On News 3 at noon, a cloudy and humid Thursday. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield has your first alert forecast when we come back. The retail sector is in focus on Wall Street and an answer to an age-old laundry dilemma. Diane King Hall has more in today's Money Watch report.
Stocks rallied back in early trading amid renewed optimism that the U.S. and China will resume trade talks. The buying binge was also fueled by strong results from Walmart. The world's biggest retailer bet big on e-commerce, and it's paying off. Walmart says online sales surged 40% in its second quarter. It wasn't just clicks helping to boost its bottom line. More people went to Walmart's brick and mortar stores and spent more while they were there. All told, sales climbed to more than $128 billion. It's a much different story at JCPenney. The department store chain says the bleeding on its balance sheet more than doubled from a year ago to $101 million, and sales fell 7.5%. JCPenney has struggled to remain relevant amid a rapidly changing retail climate. And if you're left with piles of mismatched socks after doing laundry, one company has an offer on deck. The Bombas Sock Company now has a laundry back guarantee, which offers a new pair of socks if you lose one in the dryer. Any Bombas socks bought between August 15th and November 15th will carry the 1-year warranty. The catch, the offer is only limited to 1 pair per customer. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. At the noon hour, the Dow Industrials up 404 points. The NASDAQ up 68. Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee out of the radio barn today, so here are your farm numbers. Dave is here now, and I'm getting very close to the don't talk to me on your uncomfortable scale.
Yeah, it's pretty close in some spots, and I don't want that. I want everyone to keep talking to me, so that way I don't have to talk myself.
There you go. Well, until then,
yeah,
go.
Until then, yeah, we have to talk about this humidity that continues to really be bothersome across southern Wisconsin, and that's sparking some clouds this afternoon. Really, we've had the clouds with us for quite some time because we started with some pretty dense fog in some spots. That has lifted for most of us, but we're starting to see some blips show up on the radar a little bit closer to the Wisconsin dells. So nothing too heavy, but a couple more downpours and showers, even a thunderstorm or two possible. Most of the thunderstorm activity right now closer to the Minnesota and Iowa state line, causing some light to moderate showers just to the south and west of the Twin Cities. Departure from normal rain-wise, we're about ½ an inch behind schedule for the month of August. Other spots are quite a little bit above schedule, like Waterloo and into Dubuque, but other spots could use a little bit of rain, and we could see a little bit of rain by the time we get to this afternoon. We saw only about 0.05 of an inch at the airport yesterday, but other spots really picked up a bunch of rain with downpours and such, like Platteville, about 2 to 3 inches of rain yesterday. August rain for the last 6 years has actually been below average for the entire month. We're on pace to be slightly below average, but that could change. All it takes is one downpour, folks. Here's the fog this morning in Madison on the WISC-TV Skycam, and the clouds really haven't left us alone at all. They are still here, still hanging on, still wanting to talk to us. We don't necessarily want to talk back right now on the WISC-TV Skycam. Up to 79 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, calm wind, and that dew point still in the 70s. If I rolled my eyes anymore for the dew points, they would get stuck there. So I need to be careful about that. At least that's what my doctor said. Temperatures are in the upper 70s and low 80s, so pretty typical temperatures for this time of year. That's at least good news. Dew points, I hope these aren't typical. It is humid outside, 70 in Madison and in Janesville, 73 in Mineral Point. That dew point at 74 in Platteville, and visibility better overall, but still a couple of spots with maybe some patchy fog. Here's a live look at downtown Madison on the Edgewater Skycam. Those mostly cloudy skies. The almanac for today, forecast high of 81, so just a little bit above normal. That's really where temperatures hang out for the next couple of days. The weekend a little bit warmer, but then those temperatures head back into the 70s, so a little bit below average as we start the work week next week with some rain showers possible. Future track showing more showers and thunderstorms over the next couple of days. At least the possibility goes with us into Friday, but We welcome in high pressure. Welcome high pressure. It gets here on Saturday. It is with us through Sunday, so the weekend is looking dry, still a little bit on the humid side. More showers and thunderstorms possible this afternoon and evening. Areas of fog overnight. Some could be patchy but dense, so watch out for that Friday morning. Slight chance of showers and thunderstorms on Friday before we start to dry out a little bit, at least atmospherically, not necessarily humidity-wise. On Saturday and Sunday, then temperatures in the 70s to start next week. We will gradually creep back into the 80s with dry weather expected Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. By next Saturday, though, some more showers and thunderstorms are possible with that humidity back in full force. So some nice weather ahead, at least some stretches of nice weather. But we can't seem to shake this humidity right now.
Fingers crossed for rain.
I hope so.
All right. We all do. Yeah. Thank you, Dave. A little more moisture in the air. More to come on News 3 at noon. Up next, Marissa DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society is here with our pet of the week. We're going to meet Ruby, a 7-month-old shepherd mix, when we come back. Marissa DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society is here with our pet of the week. Hello,
Hi.
Marissa. This is Ruby. Tell us about her.
Oh, sweet Ruby here. She is about 7 months old.
Wow, look how calm she is.
I know, right? Like, this is not a normal 7-month-old.
No.
Normally they're bouncing off the walls. But she is some sort of maybe shepherd terrier mix. At 7 months, she has a little bit more growing to do. But I think she's going to stay probably still pretty small.
Look at that pretty face. She's looking at herself right now. You want a treat? So what's her story?
So Ruby came up from an overcrowded shelter down in Mississippi. So we got a little Southern belle here. And I think she would do well in a lot of different homes. Being this young, she's going to want to do a lot of training. She can be a little bit shy initially when she meets people. But once she finds her people, she is just going to give you so much love.
And if you have treats, it helps a lot.
It helps too.
And she had a a mate.
Yep, she did have a litter mate she
Litter
came up
mate.
with who got adopted. So I think she would get along well with a lot of other, if you have other pets in the house, she'd probably love to have a little canine companion too, help build her confidence.
But I can't believe how calm she is. Yeah. She's been falling asleep here.
She's gonna nod off.
All right, so Rafflin for Rescues is back.
Yep, it is, and it's running from now until December. You can buy those tickets at the main shelter or any of our DCHS-hosted events coming up. $5 for one ticket, $20 for 5. The grand prize is up to $1,000 to travel anywhere in the world through Capital Travel Services.
Very cool.
Yeah, pretty
So
neat.
GiveShelter.org for information on that. Last week, Mama C.
We had Mama C, and Mama C is still looking for her forever home. During that cat adoption special, we had 110 cats go home, but Mama C is still with us and looking for just that right place.
She's a little senior, right?
Yeah, a senior lady, but she is just sweet as can be.
Speaking of sweet as can be, Ruby here.
I know.
Look at those ears.
How can you say no to that face?
She's just falling asleep.
You found the perfect spot.
All right, let's get you home, Ruby. Good luck. And go to the website, GiveShelter.org, for information on Ruby and all the critters available, 838-0413. Marissa, we'll see you in 2 weeks, right? You're off next week?
Yep.
All right. Over to Dave. One final check of the forecast.
Yeah, at least Ruby's from the Gulf Coast, so she may be used to this humidity. For us, though, not so much. It is quite humid outside, sparking some showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Otherwise warm with temperatures in the low 80s. We'll drop through the 70s into the 60s. More fog possible overnight.
All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. Have a great afternoon.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.